Hey, it's Brad from Coop Dreams. Do you like chickens, turkeys, cows, goats, horses, organic gardening, or bees? Then we've got the place for you. We're in our 7th year of homesteading. We're still learning, we're still finding some success, we're still making mistakes, and most importantly, we're still having fun.
Laugh and learn right along with us in every episode of Coop Dreams. We had chicks everywhere, but had it all timed out pretty well that when they became large enough to join one of the existing flocks, the group in the brooder was ready to move to the outside grow-out pen. And once they left the garage, the brooder became available for the next hatch. It timed out almost to the day of everybody being ready to move at the same time. As always, the move outside was a nervous one for both the chicks and us, but it certainly wasn't as nerve-wracking as the integration process. That was a gradual and supervised process that required a bit more attention than when they moved from the brooder to the grow-out pen. Regardless, we were operating at great efficiency with our growing flocks. So back in the chicken yard, we have 3 coops, the rec center, which has been abandoned for the first time in 5 years. We have gone a week without a chicken sleeping in it. So that's both sad and exciting because we can figure out whether we keep it as a monument or take it down, recycle it. Then we've got a walk-in coop that 16 of the chickens sleep in. And then we've got a really nice brand new coop that Pokey has said, everybody out, Copper and I have got this one. I think it sleeps 24. We just have the 2 of them in it. And Pokey and Copper will either spend all day in there. Now this is through the winter too, so maybe it'll change now that we got a nice day. Or they come out, get a little bit of water and food and go back in. So I'm hoping that we get a chance to see them outside today. These are my homemade dropping boards for under the sleeping sticks. I put some, you can see I got some First Saturday lime in there to knock out the smell and the ammonia. Spray these down with Carefree enzymes. I don't put it right on the garden because it's too rich in nitrogen. When I'm cleaning them all up, I'll put a wheelbarrow and I'll take it to the compost pile so I can mix it in. But it's too strong to put right on there. Out there doesn't affect the vegetables. It is tough to find solid ground with all the rain and snow that we had. But I'm guessing all the feeding tubes are done here. So we got our Grubbly Farms layer feed got delivered. Empty, empty, empty. They eat this stuff too quickly. All right. Yeah, you guys know that sound, don't you? We're going through a whole lot less since the goats haven't broken out. When the goats break out, you can see the fence too. They'll just right over here, they've got the whole fence destroyed, and I just have to keep putting it up every single day. But now that I got the goat yard fixed and they're staying in there, I'm going through a whole lot less chicken feed. And the crazy thing with the goats, you know, when they do break out and they come in here and eat the chicken feed, it doesn't change their consumption of goat feed. It doesn't like cost me money on chicken feed and save me money on goat feed. They just eat. They don't have an off switch. They'll just keep eating. So you'd think sometimes it'd be some kind of some silver lining to them eating the chicken feed. But nope, because they're goats. All right, you guys been to work today? Everybody checked in? So the crazy thing is, you know, we got this nice coop here. They won't lay in it at all. 4 nesting boxes, 0 eggs ever. Over here, Freckles is at work. But this is a homemade coop, the rec center. Oh, and Banty's at work too. Banty's in this one and Freckles is in that one. And this is a Coop nesting box that I built into the rec center. And this is the one they lay in pretty consistently. Well, very consistently. Freckles is to your right. Banty is on the left. Get out of my nesting box, I gotta lay an egg. Coming in, Banty. All right. Now that's not as bad as it looks, okay? We have a coffee ground as our bedding material. So sometimes the eggs come out with a little bit of coffee grounds on them and it's not poop. That might be poop. That I think is poop though. Let's see, we have coffee grounds as the bedding in the nesting box. So sometimes when, hey Banty, stop picking on me. Sometimes when, like there, that's Banty's egg. Sometimes when an egg comes out and the bloom is wet or one cracks or there's poop, it gets covered with the coffee grounds. But it smells better. Hi, Banty. Hey, Freckles. Ow, Freckles. Ow, Freckles. 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 Yeah, that's a definite wet mixture of coffee grounds and maybe poop, or that could be the bloom. Yeah, that's coffee grounds. When it comes off easy, you know it's coffee grounds, and if you're not sure, it's just the taste. Freckles. Okay. That's all we've got from here right now, and then occasionally we have 1 or 2 down in the Pokey's coop. They're not Pokey's eggs, she doesn't lay anymore, but I guess she opens it up for others to come visit. Hello, 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 Speckles. This is my own little invention. So they can't lift up the, so I just put a screw in there, twist it. Love that feature. Nothing, nobody's been at work over here today. The only ones that stay in this coop are Pokey and Copper. Well, usually they just lay in the rec center, but look at this. Winner, winner. So apparently people have been coming to visit Pokey today. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the eggs. Thank you for the eggs. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 eggs. Now our black Australorps have just started laying, and we're getting about an egg a day from those 5. So that'll, if that stays true, we'll have 10 eggs today. In this water here, so we're almost at the point. I still have to keep the heater base on this because it's still getting down and freezing at night. But we're pretty close to being able to put that away for the year. It's got a little color in it because I've been putting Rooster Booster poultry cell in there, some additional vitamins, and switching that up with Rooster Booster Poultry B12, some extra vitamins for them through the cold weather. So have to give that a big scrubbing as we change out the formulas. Corona! What up, girl? Where are you going? So this is my 4-year-old, 5-year-old fruit orchard. I had a pear tree or a stick and got these 2 peach trees that I've been working on for 4 to 5 years. And the goats broke in here this winter and the goats ate the bark off of the bottoms. So I've sprayed them with the sealant, try to get them through the winter. I'm hoping it'll go, and looks like we got buds on these, so there's a chance, there's a heartbeat. One day we may get a peach. May. Yeah, it's a little bit of green in there. Maybe. It could be an accidental success because the goats did what the goats do. Keep our fingers crossed and hope. There's always a welcoming committee at the goat yard gate, unless, of course, they've already found their way out of the yard on their own, which these days is a constant battle. But also, back here and growing fast are P3 and his brooder mates, the black Australorps. P3 is the brown one there, and this is the other rooster that came. It's supposed to be a pullet, but we can't tell any of the hens apart because they all look alike. Well, we haven't named him yet. But they seem to get along. They go at each other every now and then. I think P3 is the one that runs this flock. No respect for the chickens, just walks right over them. Had to goat proof the chicken feed, so I have to hang it in a tree so that the goats won't eat all the chicken feed. And then at night when the chickens go into the run and into the coop, then I take the feed down, I put it in there so they have a snack they get to eat before they go to bed. And then in the morning, I let them out, don't open the gate until they've eaten. Then I grab the feeder and hide it from the goats. Let's see if we got an egg in here. Yep. This is a black Australorp egg from one of these ladies here. They have, I don't know if it's just ours, but they're very, very skittish chickens. So if you want a skittish chicken, this is the egg that contains one. One a day. Probably 5 a week. I don't know which one it is. There's some pictures of this tree here, which is got a pretty cool look since the goats chewed it up. See, take a look at it from this side, it looks really cool. It's like 2 eyeballs right down in the bottom. So here's where they've been getting out. So I'm guessing it was Morgan would kind of either scratch himself or kind of walk up this fence, and it would just bend over, and I'd straighten it, put in a fence, put in a T-post, straighten it, attach it. Then the next day I'd come over and this was bent over and I walked over there, so I put in another T-post. And the next day I came over, it was bent over. So now, you know, I've had to put a T-post about every 3 feet, but they haven't been out in 2 days, so right now it's working. That's how he does it. Hey, go ahead. After you, go ahead. So I'm gonna be taking this heated water base out. This is an awesome product by Cool. This is our Cool 3-gallon waterer, and it has a plastic base. And so what you do is you get one of these heating bases, and we get that from Cool Corp, and you plug it in and it keeps the water from freezing in the wintertime, so they always have fresh water. Crazy thing is it's been here the whole time. Not acting like we just put water down for them. Well, it's only going to get down to 28 on one night in the next 10 days, and that likely could change. But I'm pulling these up. If for some chance this freezes, I'll just bring out a new waterer for them. But I've only got one night here in the next couple weeks that I have to worry about. It's about time to take them all in and clean them up for the spring. A little family, Special Ed, Copper, and Pokey. Get the bugs. Get the delicious bugs. From one of our Teaching Tuesdays, Michael Kilpatrick told us a great way to do some weed prevention, to stay on top of it, is to put some tarps over your tilled garden and just let it eliminate the weeds before you plant. We'll do a test. Half the garden will tarp, half we won't, and we'll see at the end of the summer where the weeds are. Well, I thought this tarp was gonna cover half the garden, but it's a smaller tarp or a bigger garden than I had planned, so I'm clearly gonna need more tarp. Maybe there's one in the shed here. This is my honey catching tarp. See, there's my honey and beeswax residue. This tarp's not going anywhere. I learned how to build a bench out of a pallet. It was one of the things we did on Teaching Tuesday. And you can see by the perfect cuts that this is one of my first versions. My later versions are straight, they're really cool. But it's nice to sit in the garden, sit with the chickens. Nope, nope, nope. Come back. Here we go. Now we'll see if this works as a weed preventative prior to planting, tilling, and getting the garden ready. So this is our test section. This will tell us in the future if this is how we should start our garden. If this does better weed-wise than this, we're tarping it all. Okay, 20/80 test. Get that. Sunbathing. I got mice trying to steal my Nutrina goat feed, so I have to put it in the trash can to protect it. Should have done this when I brought it home, just to protect it, because you don't want to lose any feed and you don't want it to get contaminated with rat feces. So I know better than to let the mice get into the feed. My very first chicken coach, Andrew Brake, said one of the best things you can buy is a galvanized metal trash can because it can keep the rodents out. And I got too lazy when I brought this home to dump it in. The mice have chewed a hole in the bag, so gotta protect it. It's too valuable. Okay, take that, mice. The dangerous part now is I've given 16% protein to the mice, and now they're medicated. So we got super mice out here now because I didn't put this away. Live and learn, farming, live and learn. What's crazy is it's just like, it just brought the feed home. I'm just gonna leave it there for a day or two. When it's warmer out, I'll come out and I'll do it. You take a day or two break. The rats don't, the mice don't, the predators don't. You can't ever go to sleep farming.
To watch episodes on the go, be sure to download the Coop Dreams app. And for even more fun, like Coop Dreams on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit our website at www.coopdreams.tv.
I think they like things in their feeders. For stronger eggshells, yeah. Give you healthier feathers. Right? Night. Whoa.